This is the first time this season that we're sailing when it's really quite breezy. And it's not even heavy winds. The forecast is for 7 knots of wind. And I'm not even sure if it's 7 knots right now, but we're doing well. The boat speed is over 4 knots right now over the water. It could be a tad more sunny rather than being overcast right now. And we're looking at the weather, at the clouds closely. They could easily turn into rain clouds. But otherwise, it's a good day of sailing. Welcome to Season 4 of Sailing Odyssey. We're Lucilla and Paolo, spending our summer sailing our Catalina Capri 26 Odyssey on Lake Ontario. The howling wind filled the sails of Sailing Odyssey, propelling her forward. Paolo flattened our Genoa sail as much as possible. With the sails trimmed to a close haul, we headed west into the wind, sailing further out into Lake Ontario. There's also one other boat with us. It's a Catalina 22. We're now heading towards Frenchman Bay. On our starboard side, you can see Frenchman's Bay. We've just reached Frenchman's Bay. This is our old sailing stomping ground from 2020. You know you're in Frenchman's Bay when you see this building, the Pickering Nuclear Power Station. Turned out to be a nice day. The sun has come out and clouds are dissipating and we're seeing blue skies ahead.
Yeehaw!
You enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a tiller extension.
Why do you say that?
Because look at my arm. I like riding on the low side. I can have my arm to push this thing over all the way. Not all the way, but so it's straining my shoulder.
Yeah, that's on our to-do list. To install a tiller extension.
Hell knows I've been carrying back and forth every time we come sailing. It's sitting in my truck right now.
After about 3 hours of sailing, we decided to bear off to get closer to land and then jibe to head back to Port Whitby. So after reaching Frenchman's Bay, we then bear off, heading towards the shoreline, and then from there, the wind just died. And so for the last, I say 10 minutes or so, we've been fiddling around with the sails.
Getting a little bit of wind.
Well, now we are, and hopefully.
Look way down there. Look how much he looks like he's healed.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, I see a wind line straight ahead. So that's good. Means that we're getting some wind now. Oops. Hang on to that sail or a piece.
Yeah, she wants to head up. Oh, it's okay. Actually, it's okay. So straight ahead by those two towers is the entrance into the Frenchman's Bay Harbor. But if I pan over to the right, you see the Pickering Nuclear Power Plant.
The Pickering Nuclear Generating Station, as it is officially known, is an aging plant that was going to be shut down in 2024. But in a controversial move, the provincial government directed the agency in charge to proceed to seek a license to refurbish the station to run for another 30 years. There is a lot of opposition to this move, considering how dense the population is around this area of southern Ontario.
And there is an ominous looking craft in the middle of the Frenchman's Bay here. I'm not quite sure exactly what it does. I don't know if it's a dredging machine, but I think it's just there's a hose sticking up. I think it's part of an hydraulic system that drives some pistons down all the way down, and this unit over here is sitting on the floor lake, being supported by those pistons. So we're about 53 to 60 feet depth over here. So those pistons will drive all the way down.
This barge arrived just a couple of weeks ago in anticipation of a geotechnical assessment supporting the Pickering Nuclear Station refurbishment planning. The winds have shifted from the northwest. It's clocked around to west, west-northwest, now southwest. We're doing a broad reach at the moment. But winds also have picked up from last time, so that's good. We'll be in Port Whitby in no time. We're currently having a fantastic downwind sail right now, with boat speeds reaching up to 5 knots. Oh well, I think I just jinxed it. We were doing well in terms of boat speed, and now we kind of lost it. And it looks like the wind has shifted here. Okay, you're now beaming it. Okay. All good. We're picking up speed again.
And downwind sail. The winds are pretty good. Like we're doing 3 to 4 knots, and sometimes you get up to 5 knots. It gets a little gusty, and it seems like whenever some of the gusts come around, that the wind, I don't know, it just gets compressed and the direction changes somewhat. I always find myself having to point different directions to try and keep the sails full. Again, also the chop is beginning to pick up a little bit. There's a little bit of a chop behind us, following chop, and there's some following waves as well, which is not too bad. I mean, relatively speaking, everything seems to be fairly calm, and we're making some pretty good time. It's just a challenge, not necessarily a challenge, but it's you got to be really paying attention to the shifts in the wind and looking at the sails, making sure that the sail stays full, and adjusting your tiller to make sure it stays full, and then always be correcting it because it's very shifty here. Right now I gotta head up because it's pointing one direction, but it seems like the wind just kind of died down a little bit. Now it's picking up. Now I'm feeling a bit more wind pressure.
I have to say that downwind sailing with gentle rollers is becoming my favorite point of sail. I'm absolutely loving the feeling of gliding downwind with the gentle swell pushing Odyssey onwards. We just jibed 2 minutes ago or so. The Whitby Channel is straight ahead, so we'll be back off our slip in about, what, 15 minutes?
Half an hour.
Okay, 30 minutes. So has been a great sail today. We made it all the way to Frenchman Bay, all the way back, and then back, turned around, and then came back.
Bravo.
It was a lovely day of sailing, and now we're in the midst of grilling our supper and then have a pleasant dinner. Here's dinner. You grilled some sausages. What are you doing now?
Just trying to split up the tomatoes so I can, so all the condiments we have is just tomato. I don't know, my...
and then we have Greek salad here. You also grilled the bread, and it's become crumbly buns. And look, it's all on the cockpit sole.
It means we have birds coming in overnight and start picking up all these crumbs. We gotta feed the wildlife.
This is what some people might call sailing camping. DIY cockpit table, or can't even call it table. It's like a ledge where we put our food on it. But you know what? Look at the view. Nice. It's just sunset. And then you can see the pinkish hues of the sky.
Stay away.
What are you doing?
Cleaning.
What's that? Okay, here. Knife.
And there's
what else?
ketchup.
Okay. While I washed the dishes, Paolo swept up the crumbs off the cockpit sole.
And we'll put this away, yeah?
Okay. That's good. So we don't sleep in the aft berth. The aft berth has become our storage or garage or closet, whatever. So when we stay overnight in the boat, we have to move things around, in order to make our platform for the lounge.
Bed.
So after the platform is set up, I then climb into the aft berth and take the cushions, and pass them along to Paolo. Yeah, so making our bed is quite an effort each time we come and stay overnight here on Odyssey.
Boat's too small.
So from where they're stored in the aft berth, I passed the pillows, the filler cushions, the bed sheets, and the blankets to Paolo. And together we made our bed for tonight. As you can see, it is quite a bit of an effort to
go to sleep.
to go to sleep, to make our bed. But
to go to sleep.
Can you imagine that the following morning we have to do all this again, but in reverse? Thank you for watching. Come join us again for another sailing video. I put out videos of my sailing, travel, and outdoor adventures. If this interests you, tap on the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of a new video being published. For now, fair winds to all.